Cute idea. There's like a...
You do it. Counting down? You counting? 3, 2, 1. We're live, Hagen.
Whoa!
Coming to you live from the Saddle More Studios. The same show, different month though. Happy July, everyone. Happy 4th of July yesterday.
Yeah.
How are you, Hagen?
I'm great. Yeah. Still coming down from all my excitement yesterday.
Yeah, someone's a
July
little
4th.
hungover over there.
No, not true. Perhaps. Who knows? But yeah.
Fireworks still going in your heart.
That's right. America. My heart is beating for it. Or I could just be nervous. Can't really tell.
Well, you've done this before.
It
But
doesn't
do you
matter.
see something different?
I don't because it's not in front of me.
There's this
I
smooth.
guess that's different, yes. But
Yeah.
we've got plans.
And mics.
Oh, yeah, that too. I thought you were talking about the plant. Yeah, the mics. Yeah.
The new space.
Yeah. Well, same space.
New things.
New amenities. Yeah.
New toys.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, more toys to come too.
Oh, well, do tell me R&D updates.
Oh, okay. Just like that. Well, we're talking about the AI powered construction challenge. It's over.
Oh,
We had 20 submissions. So thank you to everyone for your submissions.
I think our guest today submitted an idea.
I don't think he did. But we had, 20 submissions. A lot of,
AI related things.
oh,
That's
all of them were,
strange.
but a lot of people submitting 2 ideas, which I thought was kind of interesting. This is,
I think someone submitted 3 ideas.
yeah, you did.
Oh, me? Oh,
Yeah. So a lot of submissions. So that was really great. And I want to shout out Connie Rooney and I think it was Jason Edwards. Jason Edwards. They were our 2 submitters via the text line. So thank you for
Ooh.
using our newest feature of texting or submitting via text.
Do you get any feedback on that?
No, I got a thumbs up from someone
Nice.
on the message, but I didn't think that was an idea. So I didn't add it as a submission.
Either that was it, yeah. To send out.
AI powered thumbs up.
Yeah, every time someone does some motivosity box.
That's pretty
an
smart.
idea.
But yeah, so the voting will start next Monday.
How is that gonna work out?
It's gonna be similar to the Hilti Robotics Challenge. So it'll be kind of it's a power app, but it'll be a little web app, little web form for you to fill out. You can rank your different ideas. All the ideas will be there and linked, so you can read them if bring yourself up to speed before you vote. And then you can just submit your vote. You can submit multiple times. We're just gonna take the latest submission that you have, and I think voting's gonna be open for enough time to collect all the right votes.
Could be a week, could be 2 weeks, could be 3 months.
It could be, but probably not that length. Yeah, probably a week, probably Monday to Friday of next week,
That's exciting.
with the potential for an extension. But get your votes in when it comes out.
Sounds good, sounds good. And we'll have 5 winners, correct?
5 winners, $250 and a year-long subscription to ChatGPT Plus.
Oh,
So exciting.
very exciting.
And in other news, James Donald Holmes and I, we drafted our
You don't know Holmes?
See Donald Holmes.
Oh my God.
We drafted our OKRs last week, and you can see those now on the dashboard. So check them out. See what R&D is going to be up to this next quarter.
Are you allowed to share anything live?
I mean, they're live for everyone. So a lot about enhancing our communication. So making sure people are even more aware of what we're doing. Formalizing kind of our project startup. I've kind of been doing more or less the same things. We want to formalize that process. If we start to hire new people and they're going to kind of do the same thing. And then this one's pretty exciting,
You're
but
going to the field more often.
potentially.
Get that vest dirty.
I need to.
From neon yellow to yellow.
Okay. But we're doing like a white paper, like a research paper. A little case
You're not in
study.
school anymore, Hagen. Let it go.
But I'm
You were
so
there
good
10
at
years.
it. But yeah, so it'll be yes, I will be jumping back. I'll be putting my grad student hat back on and not writing a full-blown journal article, but something a couple pages here or there, 5 or so pages.
Do you have any thesis yet?
No, we don't necessarily know the topic yet. We're kind of figuring it out with Todd and the Ops Council. But that should hopefully be this quarter. It'll be a nice little research paper. So
Nice.
nice
Look at
little
you.
fun read for the company.
Using your 10 years of experience.
6. But that's all I got in the R&D department. What about yourself? Any updates?
We are also talking OKRs on our side.
Ooh, it's always fun. I love the OKR season. A little week, I guess, of drafting, not a season, but
So we're finally on the VDC side. We're finalizing some of ours.
Ooh.
Hopefully today, if not a few days.
Nice.
But you should see those live soon.
Oh, I'll be looking. I'll be refreshing that page. I don't have anything else to do
Or I
today.
can just let you know when it's.
Okay, that works too.
But that just staying busy.
Nice. Excellent.
I know we had a short week this week.
Yeah.
For July. Do you do anything fun?
I had some friends over. That was lots of fun. Went down to the pool for a little bit. Saw some fireworks.
Some splishy splashing?
Some splishy splashing. Yeah, that was nice. But yeah, just definitely relaxed on the day we had off.
That's exciting. Happy you had a great
Yeah.
day. But you know what's new? What else is new today?
I don't.
Well, apart from that, apart from this Christmas in July,
Right.
happy sucks.
Happy socks.
We do have a new toy to play with.
Yes.
So as our many beloved viewers know, we usually have different segments that we go through, trying to make it a little more exciting. We
Plus,
feel
we just have too many at this point.
yes, we figure we would let not ourselves choose, but fate choose.
Probability.
So to do that, we got a little wheel,
Yeah. It's a big wheel.
a big wheel.
Here comes our producer now. Thank you,
Oh wow,
James Donald.
that's the Donald Holmes, everybody.
Yeah.
The Donald Holmes. He's Donald behind the monitor, but he's James when he's on the seat.
That's right. Or yelling at me. Yeah.
But we figure instead of us choosing, we'll spin the wheel, and whatever topic he lands on will be the segment we
Yeah,
go over.
Pretty exciting. You can see all the little topics there. We got 5 different topics. So
And I think we'll do 2.
2. Yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
Well, you want to do the honors again?
No, I think this is your idea. You do it.
You bought it. It's your money.
That's a good point. We'll do 2 segments. So you go first.
You go first.
Okay, I'll go first. Never done this
Spin
before.
The wheel. Da, da.
This Week in History. Perfect.
Oh,
One of my favies.
Oh my
And
goodness.
I wrote so many things down.
Brace up, everyone. Here you guys 20 minutes.
So if you can't see it, we're doing this past week in history. So strap in. Well, I guess the most obvious one is yesterday in 1776, Independence Day.
No, the movie came out. Yes.
Yes. You know what? I could not find the movie to stream. You had to pay for it. Isn't that crazy? In 1867, our neighbors above us also have Canada Day. I think Canada Day is on the 1st of July. That started back in 1867. So them celebrating the fact that Canada became a recognized nation. In 1884, the Statue of Liberty was presented to the U.S. Do you know which country presented it to?
Yes. France.
Very nice. Yes. Easy. In 1937, the world's first emergency telephone number was established. Do you know what country? Or I guess, yeah. Do you know what country? Take a guess.
London.
Yeah, that was I mean, the country. I was going for the country, but yeah, that was the city of London was the first one. So wow,
You
that's
know,
impressive.
I'm a culture fella.
Do you know what their number is? Right, ours is 911, of course. Do you know what theirs is?
311?
No, it's actually kind of silly. It's 999. 999.
You think that's the number for Germany, but anyways, keep going.
The first bikini made its debut in Paris. Do you know how the bikini got its name?
Nope. I don't want to guess.
It was named after an atoll.
Who?
An atoll?
An apple.
An atoll.
Atoll.
I actually had to look up the formal definition of an atoll. It's a little island, but it's a circular shaped island. Usually has kind of a lagoon in the middle. I think there's a lot out west as you get towards Japan. And there was just called Bikini Atoll, which is actually where we started doing non-war peacetime nuclear tests. So, bikinis made a big splash.
Big bomb.
Yep. And same year, Philippines was proclaimed as an independent country. No relation. In 1962, the first Walmart opened. Do you know what state?
I've been there. I went to
Really?
museum, Arkansas.
Wow, you've been there?
Yeah.
Lucky duck, I guess. In 1964, the Civil Rights Act was signed into law. Do you know which president did that?
Oh, my boy Teddy.
No. No,
Oh.
James said. But he was right. LBJ. He must have gone to Texas State or something. In 1971, the 26th Amendment was ratified. Do you know what it had to do with?
I'll let you guess.
Okay. It was suffrage. So at 18 years of age, you could vote. 1979, James will know this one. I'm sure he had plenty of Walkmans. Sony released the Walkman. Oh.
That's for old people, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A little cassette tape player.
I think I'm offended not only James but other people on the show. So
Yeah. We'll just move
the
on.
comment was only directed at James.
Moving on. Let me go wrap up here quickly. 1996, Dolly was the first successfully cloned animal. Do you know which animal?
Sheep.
Yeah, 1996. I didn't know it was
killing
that
this
long
game.
ago. You are.
Where's my prize?
Well, this last one you'll definitely get it. 2009. Your boy Roger Federer won a record-setting 15th Grand Slam title. You know where?
I want to say Wimbledon.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Which is happening right now.
Right. So.
Okay.
And you know against whom? He's one of the few players that I know. He's an American.
Andy Roddick.
There you go. Yep. I just had to say American. You pretty much knew who it was. But that's it. That's been this past week in history. We've lost the wheel.
So we can't spin it anymore.
We can't spin it again.
So due to
there's two spins. I think we were very explicitly clear
so,
that there was two spins.
It's okay. We'll just do another segment.
Here he comes again. He's very disgruntled. We made fun of his age.
He's growling at us now.
Growling at us. You spin. Take it away, my friend.
Da 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 da.
Ooh, no, it's built.
Ooh, building around the world. And we'll keep it short because we're running out of time here.
Yeah, sorry. There's a lot of stuff that happened this past week.
This one's kind of relevant. If you're traveling this summer to Corpus Christi, look out for the Harbor Bridge because it's getting an upgrade.
Okay.
Have you been to Corpus Christi yourself?
Yes. I guess it's just that big giant bridge, right?
Yeah, I believe it's the all through arc bridge. It was built in 1959. It's it's been a little outdated, so they're working on doing some upgrades to foundation, piers, just anything about everything.
Yeah, sure.
Because it's pretty old, and there's a lot of eyes on it because obviously it's a big deal for the Corpus Christi civilians,
the Christinians.
So yeah, just look at. I think there's been different designers, engineers, and GCs that touched it, so that's why it also has good and bad rep going on at the moment. It was supposed to be completed in 2020. Right now, there's no completion date yet.
Oh, that's good.
It's a little hot, but it'll be important for the economy of Corpus Christi.
Yeah.
So if you drive down, check it out.
Okay.
A bridge happening down there.
Yeah.
But you know who else bridges our culture and projects? Our guest today.
Oh, wow. Great transition. Great.
I have had the honor to work with him slightly, not too much, because he's from San Antonio down under.
Oh.
But I do know he started saying OE, which is the equivalent of PE right now.
Oh, yes.
And I think hopefully this is right because it's off his LinkedIn profile. But he started back in 2016, so he's been with us a little over 7 years.
Wow. Yeah.
I know. But he's now a PM in San Antonio.
Very nice.
I know. He's done a lot. He's a young fella, but big boss out there. And he's also another UTSA alumni.
Oh, okay.
He's a BP Brunner.
BP Brunner.
When you see him, give him the bird.
Yeah.
Bird. Wrong bird. But if you don't see him building a job, you can still him building some strength at the gym. Because this guy is a gym rat.
Nice.
I think that's a compliment. And then, make sure you get tips from him. But he's the type of buddy you want when a fight breaks out, like a bar. But he's not a fighter. He's a lover. Because he's not an aggressive fella. Well, he looks like he could.
Right. You just want the intimidation factor.
He could. He can be. He'll be the intimidation factor. So, but he's our Dwayne Johnson that lives on San Antonio. So they call him the Cabo de South. the builder of the big SA. This is Hector Medrano.
Yay, Hector.
And you'll get to learn about him shortly after this commercial.
What did chewing gum do to you?
Ooh. First of all, gross. This is the weirdest thing, and I acknowledge that it's weird. Ever since I was little, like since I can remember, gum is just it grosses me out. Even holding a piece of gum in its wrapper.
Oh, like
Yeah.
not chewed gum, like
Mhm.
a piece of
It could
fresh
be
gum.
just- yeah. My absolute worst nightmare is feeling a piece of chewed gum underneath the table. Like I will get unwell very quickly. It's actually like called something. Like there's a thing that you call it, and I am that thing, whatever it is.
Unreasonable.
It is. No, it's weird. That could be like a make or break in a relationship. Yep. I know.
Person on here, so I can have recovery
Yeah.
moment.
I forgot I have that on the website. I should really remove that.
Please don't. Please. Well, I guess.
It's my phobia for anyone wondering why he's asking me that.
Oh my gosh. All I can think of right now is like all the kids back in like elementary school chewing their gum.
Oh,
and sticking
it's the
up
gross
under his
blowing
seat.
bubbles. Oh, I will move my seat on the plane if you are doing that.
Emma's worst nightmare is just reaching
It is.
into a one of those tubs of
Oh,
a Bazooka Joe or whatever. Just like
Can't. Can't.
What
I'm probably gonna get a lot of gum after this.
I can
this
almost
podcast.
guarantee it.
Yeah. Wow.
What about the lollipops with the gum in the middle?
So don't freak me out as much. I actually, as a kid, I would, lick the lollipop until I got to a point and I'd pass it off. So
You pass it off?
You would think that. Oh yeah, I'm probably to like one of my brothers or something. But you know what? You would think that would scare me, but it didn't. I was a sucker for a sucker.
Ah.
Is this a comedy show?
Yes. Somebody knows how to count back there.
Yeah, they do.
I'd like to think that they
Yeah.
learned that from
Yeah.
somebody else.
Yeah. I'll start off with saying, don't give me the bird. Don't do that.
Contrary to what Bruno might say. Oh, man. Well, Hector Medrano.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming down and hanging out with us for a bit this afternoon.
Thanks for being consistent and following up on my I can't go.
You're not the only one.
Yeah. Yeah.
There have been a couple. There's still a couple more out there, too. They're like, I got this going. I got it going. Like, that's okay. There's a lot of Wednesdays.
I got a list for you, man. I got a list of specific names for you.
List names and 52, 53, 54, whatever Wednesdays in the year. Like we can
Make it happen.
We can get a lot of people in.
Yeah.
So you are here from San Antonio.
San Antonio.
What do you do down there? What's your current role?
Project manager, believe it or not, man. Yeah. Crazy. Time flies.
We were talking about that
Yeah.
before we came in here. That
Yeah.
I remember being down at Cyrus with you. I think were you at QM at that
I was
time
at
or
PE.
PE?
Yeah. You were VDC.
I
Yeah.
was not VDC. I was an assistant
To the VDC.
VDC
Oh.
specialist. I was like you find that
Yeah.
bottom rung of the ladder.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the dirt underneath that bottom rung of the ladder at that point in
That
time.
was me too, man. That was
But
me.
I
Yeah.
loved it. Those
Time flies.
fun projects.
It
And
was.
look at us now. R&D manager, project manager. We could
Yeah.
manage anything you want. No, that's congratulations, by the way.
Thanks.
That's
I appreciate it.
you got there pretty quick. What was that like for you? Because you started as a PE in 2016.
2016. Yeah. A year and a half as a PE, and then quality manager for 2 years, and then APM for another 2 years. So it worked out. I think it was a good career path that the upper management here established, especially now.
What was the hardest part of that whole transition? Was it PE to QM or QM to APM, APM to PM? Was there one of those that you found like, oh, things just got a lot more difficult?
Yeah, it's learning how to delegate, because sometimes you know how to do it and you want to do it, but you have to learn that the next person filling in your role is going to be able to take it on. Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
so difficult to achieve too, because you have to have the trust in that person.
Exactly.
Really, is what it is, right?
Yeah.
And trust in yourself that you've either trained them correctly or given them the proper documentation or however you're communicating it to them. There's some weight on the person that's delegating,
Correct.
but you need to really be able to trust that person is
Mhm.
going to do it to your expectations.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing that helped me coming up that way was being able to reach out to someone, right? Say, hey, I don't know what to do here. What have you done in the past? What works for you? Asking questions.
That seems to be a key to success for
It
a lot
is.
of folks everywhere. But even a couple of we had Kevin Williams on. I think that was last week,
Mm-hmm.
and he brought that up. Like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
just ask a lot of questions.
Don't do it. Yeah.
Who has been some of your biggest advocates inside and outside of RO? You mentioned that you had people that were there to kind of
Yeah.
help form you into the project manager that you are today.
Sure. Yeah. Believe it or not, I think it's Cyrus. I share an office with John Archer. I think you got
Okay.
you got to do that as well.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you got to see that man in action, man, and just till this day, he's a phone call away. Yeah. Other great people that came out through the years as well, man. I can't name them all, but they know who they are. They're good guys and gals, right? RO does a really good job at bringing the right people and setting the right environment for you to be successful. Whether you're growing up in a role or you're fulfilling a role coming from a different company, regardless, it seems to be a good dynamic.
Definitely. It's that acknowledgement that people need help, right? You
Right.
can't, I know there's some other GCs, other companies out there in the world that just hire for a role. Like, all right, there you go do your job.
Yeah.
Right.
I think me and you have a similar background coming out of school and going to companies that should remain nameless.
Yeah.
But
The big dogs.
hostile environment. It's
Right.
survival of the fittest, and if you don't survive, you don't survive.
You're a cog in the machine at some of those
Exactly.
big national, multinational organizations. And it's not, I don't think it's a good or a bad thing. I think there's probably some folks that I know there's some folks that thrive on that, love it. Like,
yeah.
throw me in there and I'll figure it out and
I'll make it
grab my
happen.
bootstraps and make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
There's certainly a time and a place for that, but at least personally, like, that's not, I want to enjoy the people I'm around and enjoy what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Life's too short to not find a great deal of love and passion in whatever you're doing for
Right.
8,
Right.
10, 12 hours a day.
I don't want to be in survival mode every single day of my life. You know what I mean? I want to be able to know what I'm doing, rely on good people, and not have to worry.
That's such a great way to put it. Yeah, not survival mode. Let's thrive, not
Yeah.
survive.
Exactly.
What was it about RO that pulled you over here?
I think from day one, just getting to talk to Alan, right? I came from a different company. I was thinking that all companies were the same. And talking to him, the interview process, really casual. It was a conversation more than an interview. So that dialogue really helped. And being able to visit projects before I got to hire on, that was also giving me a little bit more insight as to what I was going to jump into.
So if you don't mind sharing, how you were at the time currently employed somewhere else.
Yeah.
Did you just like bump into Alan at a soccer game or something like that? And
No, it's a
start
funny
talking, or-
story. So I think I want to remember his name correctly. It's Andrew Smith. So I worked with him at this other company, and I found out, we talked, and I found out that he was moving into this company, and I'm like, oh, that's a good choice. I never heard of him, but let me check him out. And a couple months later, I reached out, and Alan called me back, and the rest is history, man. 7 years later, here we are.
the number of people that have sat in that chair or the proxy to that chair before we had that chair
Yeah.
that have ended up here because, like, oh, well, I knew somebody and they came over here. So I heard it was a good spot and I drifted over there myself.
Let me check it out.
I don't know how many other GCs could make that, have that statement in their
Yeah.
inventory.
Yeah, I don't think anybody has that kind of track record.
It's
If they are, they're a dime a dozen.
it's incredible. Just it's that testimonial, right? And if it's someone that you worked with for a year or whatever, you trust them. They go
Yeah.
somewhere, they're like, hey, I guess seems pretty good so far. I haven't been here forever, but it's been a
Yeah,
good couple
yeah.
months, good couple years, whatever.
Yeah.
There's got to be some secret sauce out on the jobs that's keeping the people interested. What do you think that is?
I think, like I said, just our oversight, being really in tune as to knowing everybody individually, right? Knowing what every person can bring to the table into a project. Putting those people together, that defines the outcome, I think. Or at least it plays a big factor into how the outcome's going to be. I think every single project that I've been part of, and I've been part of a few these 7 years, nothing but good things to say. Every project has its problems. That goes without saying, but it's how you achieve and overcome these problems that define the project.
Ooh, I love that. Yeah. And something you said there too, just the puzzle of not just getting the right people, but the right people with the right skill sets.
Yeah.
You might have 5 people that are stellar structure superintendents, but 4 of them may not get along with the PM on this project at all.
Right. Right.
And it takes someone with a lot of institutional knowledge and a lot of care.
Right.
The Allens, the Carries, the Leons, the Ciscos,
Yeah.
the Johns out there to be like, on paper, this might look like a good match, but let's slow down. Let's think about it. Let's talk to some folks and see what we can do here.
Exactly.
Because that will make or break a team.
Yeah. That behind the scenes kind of work makes a difference.
What's been your most and least favorite project? Let's just go most favorite. You're too much of a lover, Hector.
Most favorite? You want me to?
Most favorite? Gosh, I feel like I'm in 3rd grade. Yeah. Your favorite
I think it's
project.
gonna be, man, this one's a silly one, but it's that Honda dealership I did in San Antonio. That was my first solo project as a QM. Man, learned a lot on that job. I coming from the data center work, I mean, you're in a team of 12, 14, 15 people. Going from that to a solo project where everything's on you and you're responsible for it, that was a good moment in the project. And besides project team, both the PM and super are no longer with RO, but still great guys to work with.
That was probably a huge change for you, because I vaguely recall that the dealership, the Honda dealership there.
Yeah.
But you look at a data center, it's tilt wall and then fill it with equipment.
Yeah.
This thing, I think, had like some curved walls on it, and there were
some
metal
nice
panels, and
finishes.
glazing, and
like you said, the data center, man, we were working 24-hour shifts. It was nonstop, go. To now you've got a little bit more time, get it done right, focus on the details, change. So that was a neat project.
that
was a nice project to work on.
very cool. And where are you at nowadays? What are you working on?
So we just finished our USA renovation. So completely gutted out an old space. A lot of the people at USA were working from home, but they're coming back, right? So now they've got spaces, brand new spaces that we just finished. So got to finish that project, first solo project as a PM. Got to work with some great senior PM and superintendents and great guys and great team. So we were able to finish, 4 weeks early?
Okay.
Yeah, so huge win. Project owner was extremely happy. So that was a good project. Yeah.
Nothing to complain about there.
Exactly.
Man, that's exciting. Where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
Oh, that's a great question, man.
To everyone out there trying to figure out which camera we're on,
Yeah.
I feel almost bad because I send everyone a list of questions ahead of time.
You didn't send me any of this.
I sent Hector like 4 questions. And he was like, just keep it on RO, be all right. So I take these poor souls that volunteer to come be a part of this experiment and then just right into the fryer.
I'm gonna let these people know, man. Beware of James.
No, but I do want to know. Because I remember talking to you about this forever ago, just over lunch or whatever.
Yeah.
It sounded like you were kind of trying to go into the client director, business development side of things. I'm curious to know if that's still something that you see yourself pursuing, or if you've been sucked more towards the operational side of things.
I enjoy the operational side of things, right? But recently I've just come to take on different challenges. This being one of them, man. I don't like doing this kind of stuff, but I'm here. So I'm taking on something that I'm not comfortable with. And so I think 10 years from now, who knows? It's something that I'm maybe not too in the know, but I'd be eager to learn. And I think that'd be a good one. I seem to do well with building relationships with people, staying in contact, listening. It's a big one to listen to an owner, understand what they're wanting, and set a path for them. So I think that'd be a good area for me to grow in.
Man, that's Dr. Fritz and I just spent the last 5-6 weeks working on trying to figure out what does an ideal client look like? How do we define what that is? And so much of what you just said is the very key to finding, keeping those ideal clients.
Right.
Is that the communication, the empathy, the understanding of what they really want, because
their expectations. Listen to them. know what they are, follow through, and follow up. Keep them on the loop. It seems that to me, the successful projects, and all of them have been successful, but some more than others, right, have all played a big factor in those key things on a project team, whatever sector, whether you're a director, PM, super, if you have direct communication with any kind of owner rep, follow up, follow through, and give them updates. You can't give someone too many updates.
You said my two favorite words of 2023: expectation management.
Yeah.
That seems
That's
to
in
be
our control.
It is. You're absolutely right. There's a lot of things that aren't. We can't choose which trade partners are going to bid a project or who's going to bid it, what's right for us at the time.
Right.
What we can control is the message to the client whenever we figure out who's going to be doing that work,
Exactly.
making sure that their expectations are set appropriately.
Right.
They're not getting blindsided with, whoa, what is this? I didn't expect this to happen. Or
how come you're just now telling me that? That's the most famous question. Yeah. Yeah.
Man, you got some good one-liners here, Hector.
Man. I know a thing or two because I've lived a thing or two, man.
Oh, I think the most beautiful part of that too is that you have so much more to grow into.
Yeah.
So much more to learn.
Yeah.
I don't know how far apart we are in age, but
I don't know, man. I started young. I started at 19, graduated college at 19, so that's why.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You were done with college at 19?
19 years old.
How-
I was at RO when I was 21, man. 28 now, turned 29. Can you believe it?
When did you get out? Did you go to high school?
I went to high school. Yeah, that's another story.
We're here for stories, sir.
No, man.
This is more interesting than
I'm
anything
from
I
El
wrote
Paso,
down.
West Texas, right?
Okay.
So we had a early college program plus other options to graduate in college or high school early. So I
Okay.
graduated as a sophomore. I was 16 when I graduated high school. Went to college straight out of there. Yeah. The more you know.
Wait, hold on.
But I'm not a genius, man. I'm just good at
No,
taking tests, bro.
BS.
I'm
That's
just
what
good at taking
smart
tests.
people say.
I'm just good at
So
taking tests, and it worked out. And I'm in construction now, so.
So you're in El Paso, going to high school and
Yeah.
taking classes through UTEP or no, probably not UTEP.
Early college, community college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're 16 years old
Yeah.
and about to start college.
I was about to start junior year. Got a call from the office. Say, hey, you've already met your credits. You can finish the semester. You can walk out of here. And I had to walk home that day with my diploma, man. It worked out nicely. It worked out nicely.
Even trying and
No.
it's happened.
No. It was
How
good.
where I was going with this originally, you're evidently a lot younger than I am. Every year I look back at myself, you're younger, and I go, oh my God, that dude was an idiot.
Oh man, I'm the same way.
And how did you at 16 pick effectively what you were going to do for at least the next decade or however long you've been at
I
it?
hated
now?
school, bro. I hated school. To this day, I hate school. You need it to have a foundation to start in life, but I wasn't a fan of being locked up in a room by force. So I was like, you know what? I got to beat the system. Now they've changed it to where you can't do what I did. You can't do credit by exam and all this stuff. But back in the day, I'm saying 2010, it was different. Yeah, I think I'm the one that broke the system.
So what? I mean, you're knocking these tests out and all that, and getting out of high school. How did you go to school for construction science, or
Yeah, I did.
what drew you into that particular field?
I guess not being good enough for architecture, man. That was another one. I tried architecture for 2 years. It was
This
not
is
what
why
I
you and John
expected.
Archer get along well.
Yeah.
This-
Did he fail out of architecture
I
too?
don't know. I'm not going to
fail
say he
but-
failed out.
or quit.
He elected to not
Yeah.
pursue that
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
path in life.
Yeah. Same here. That's the nicer way to say it. But I wasn't good enough, so I felt like, you know what? I like construction. My dad did residential construction before he retired, so I was like, let me do that. Let me try commercial construction. See how good it is. And I've enjoyed it, man. There's something about it. Getting a group of people, engineers, owners, developers, GCs, subcontractors together and getting a project done. It's a fulfilling job. Yeah, we're not saving lives, but we're definitely making an impact in the community.
Oh man, it's tough, right? Because you're right. I deal with this guilt of I feel like I should be doing something more for the world occasionally.
Okay.
I'm in an R&D department
Yeah.
at a general contractor. Like
Yeah.
that's what good am I doing?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Right? It's so tough because you look at like a fireman or a doctor, or a police officer, something like that.
You
you're
want to
like,
be a superhero.
they have a
yeah.
very direct and
Yeah.
significant impact on
Yeah.
people's lives. And it's easy to look at what we do and see, especially if you're not within the AEC sector, to look at it and all you see is the big corporate capitalism boogeyman, right?
Right,
Oh, spend
right.
money and build stuff and all that.
Yeah.
Like, but I think that's a rather naive, simplistic approach to things. Because everything we do in the built environment. You know,
Right.
your grandparents go off to nursing home. Someone had to build that.
Mm-hmm.
You probably want it built well. You don't want to have to worry about it catching on fire because it didn't have a properly installed sprinkler system.
Right.
Those schools that educate the future doctors and teachers and all that, they've got to go to school somewhere, whether it be a charter school, public school, whatever. So whenever I do find myself, I don't want to say lacking meaning, but like looking at my career and saying, I should have done something more impactful. You start thinking about the number of people. It may be a very small impact that you have on those people, but it's on literally everybody.
Right. Yeah.
It makes you feel good.
It does. It does. But keep in mind, man, you build relationships. You go to events and everything. That's an impactful way right there. Getting to know someone, talking to them, knowing their story. That plays a role.
Just as long as you stay net positive. right?
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
scare too many people away. Like, oh my God, what is wrong with that guy? Stay away from RO. So we rounded up some questions ahead of time
Okay.
From folks. So this comes from Didier over in the IT department.
Mhm.
I thought this was a very interesting question. If you lived in an alternate universe where there were no information technology tools, so no cell phones, no computers, no email, no Procore,
Yeah.
how would you find a way to get your work done without those tools?
Well, it's possible because that used to be the way you used to build. So the Egyptians did it somewhere, somehow. I say, man, just sending a messenger, getting the message out. And the construction is going to take a little bit longer, but that's just the name of the game.
There you go. I'm drawing a blank on his name there. Guy
Pigeon
who
carrier.
for the Greeks ran and all
Yeah,
that and
yeah.
delivered the messages. Okay.
Yeah.
Find a way to communicate person to
Pigeons.
person.
Yeah.
I like it. And Didier, if I butchered your question, I'm sorry. My handwriting is awful. That is interesting because whenever the projects weren't smaller,
They were big.
arguably bigger,
Yeah,
right? Like some of the cathedrals and the pyramids in Egypt and all that.
Right.
Some of the stuff they find in the Middle East where they're excavating Göbekli Tepe or whatever,
Mhm.
and it's a whole city underneath.
How did they do it? Who knows? I don't think it's aliens, but they did it somewhere, somehow. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a scientist. I'm not an astrophysicist here. I
There you
can't
go.
tell you what the likelihood of it is. It seems more likely to me that it was probably humans,
Yeah.
and we found a way.
Yeah. Impressive, isn't it?
But it's impressive with regards to those people. Then I look at what we do, and it's like, how have we not gotten even better at this? Right? Like
Exactly.
we should have,
Yeah.
1,000x this by now, and I don't know that we have.
Yeah.
But those projects were centuries to complete.
Centuries long. Yeah.
No idea how long it took them to build.
Some of them are still standing, so
They are.
it just goes
Oh,
to show.
can't say the same for some structures in certain areas. What do you think the biggest issue modern today, not
Yeah.
the biggest issue in construction is?
I think you talked about it already. Owners' expectations, right, and timeframes and speed of projects. That just throughout the past 10 years since I've been working in construction, we want bigger, more complex projects and smaller timeframes. And sometimes that's a challenge, right? So I think that's not going to change anytime soon. I think just it's the nature of the time that we're living in, right? And we're so used to instantly getting a response, instantly being able to do something. So it's a little bit different to try to change construction.
How do you think we got to that point? Or do you think that's always been the case? Because it does seem that in more recent years, that issue of expectation management, delivering a project on time, having a design to build
Yeah.
and bid off of,
Yeah.
that seems to have all become more difficult. What do you? How do you
What do you
think
think
that
led to it?
happened? Yeah.
I think technology. I think that was just the key that sparked everything else, right? Empire State Building. You think about how that was built. That took a couple of years. Well, I don't even know the exact numbers, but it took a lot. What is it?
You can pull that up. Oh, Cesar's gone. It's about
Cesar,
that. Cesar's
he's got
pull it
it.
up.
All
Oh
right.
God,
Let's find out.
we've got
It took-
Hagen and Bruno are on the show now. Just stay focused. You
Yeah.
guys are doing great. Keep it up. Don't worry
It
about
took
it.
a couple of years, but back then, think about the technology in the 20s, man. You didn't have a lot of emails or instant responses. So when you had a question of how to wreck this beam or how to do this or that, it took some time. So they were used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've got the tools to speed that process up. So the expectation is if you're able to speed that up, speed production up.
Yeah, that is, yeah, because you say there was a just picking on Empire State, a bathroom finish, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, do you guys like this style?
Yeah.
I don't know, hand them a
Yeah.
envelope or whatever, send something
Yeah.
to them, and you wait for a response, and you get that back, and hey,
It's the times you're living in. Yeah.
right, that
Slow.
tile wasn't available or whatever. We have this other one that we can get,
Right.
and you send it again, and you wait. So you have this period of, call it 4 weeks or whatever, of communication until you actually install it. Versus now, that 4 weeks of communication can happen in 20 minutes.
Exactly.
But the laws of physics and the people doing the work haven't
The
changed.
communication can happen in 4 minutes, but the production of the tile, the delivery of the tile, everything else has not caught up
Oh,
to
it's so
everything else. So is it
so
still a lot.
interesting. And I think there's
I'm blind, bro. You're gonna have to say it.
yeah, 1 year and 45 days. Wow, that's
Wow.
incredible. I wouldn't have thought that.
Wow. Okay, we
I'm
picked
gonna-
the wrong building then.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Is that
Record-
Wikipedia?
okay.
Oh.
Gotcha. So it was record breaking at the time. It wasn't exactly run of the mill.
Sears Tower. Let's try that one.
Yeah. I was talking to someone, I think it might have been Dr. Fritz recently,
Yeah.
about this whole concept of preference falsification.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if you go back to, the early 1900s,
Mm-hmm.
and we had this issue, or I'm sorry, they did not have this issue where communication was slow, construction was slow, they were in parity, everything's good,
Mm-hmm.
life's all right.
Yeah.
But then as communication speeds up, everyone on the message delivery side of things, all the GCs, the architects, the engineers, the designers, they don't want to appear incompetent, so they don't share with the owners, with the clients, that, hey, you're now moving faster than the project, so we can't keep up. Like,
Yeah.
we need to slow down communication because we
Right.
can't speed up construction.
Right.
Over the course of 100 years, if everyone always says to the owner client, where I say, oh, yep, got it, we're good. But in reality, everyone's looking at everyone else saying, we're not good.
Yeah.
We can't do this. But no one wants to be that first person to come out and admit that, like, no, you guys are communicating faster than we can process the information, act on it, and then disseminate.
Do a proper review of it. Yeah.
You end up with this conundrum that we're in, where we have the flows of the flow of information happens very quickly, but nothing else
Mm-hmm.
is no longer in parity to it.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's the case now, right? There's a lot that has to keep up with communication. So technology is a double-edged sword for us a little bit.
How do you think we fix that, Hector?
That's a great question.
we-
If I can figure that out, man, I'm gonna make a lot of money.
Oh
Yeah.
man, you and I both.
Yeah, yeah.
I've already had a couple of good ideas while you're here. You
We'll
might
talk.
just,
We'll talk.
you say you don't want to be chained to a room. We might lock those
Yeah,
doors shut.
yeah.
Just, Hector, you're not leaving until you tell us how to fix this.
No, it's gonna be a multiple. You affect different industries, so every industry has its own little chain of events that has to happen. So you're gonna have to pin down certain aspects of their company. So it's a big change. Like I said, we've refined one sector, technology, communication. It's instant. The rest needs to follow. The manufacturing needs to follow. The installation, the labor, all that needs to follow. So
I think you nailed it there. If you try to eat that elephant, right, it's not going to work.
no,
But you need to find that little bit. Be like, okay, information now flows with exceptional freedom and unparalleled speed.
yeah,
What is the next weakest link? Well,
Right.
it's delivery or manufacturing or whatever, right? Okay, let's focus in on that. How can we get the things that we need built and delivered to the job site? How do we get them there quicker?
Yeah.
all right, well, now we have all of our stuff here. How do we install it quicker?
Exactly.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Piece by piece, I think we
I'm
can find
sure
a way.
Hilti's going to come up with some good stuff to makes the install fast.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I could go on for hours about that.
Man. I need some scotch or something, bro.
Work on that one of these days. You're not the first guest to to bring that up.
Yeah.
I was curious to hear from you, hear from anyone out there. If we did a RO after hours type thing,
Yeah.
R&D after
There
hours.
you go. I like that.
You in?
I was expecting it, but yeah, let's do it.
I don't know how far we can push it before
exactly.
People services says, you guys are getting a little dicey. But I feel like we could probably do like a Friday afternoon or something like that.
Yeah,
Sit
just gotta
down,
plan it right.
have, 2 supers, 2 PMs or whatever come in and just discuss a topic of,
Setting. Yeah.
How do we fix this?
You're onto something.
We-
Let's write that down.
let's not push it too far. They're doing great over there. Sorry about that. We had some other questions as well. Hold
What
on
else you got
one
in that
second.
list?
Yeah, flip back over this other page. Sorry for any microphone nonsense. I can't read this. How can our improve as a whole? Michael Katz
Yeah.
asked or wanted to know how do you think
IT needs to improve. I'm kidding.
step your game up, Katz?
No.
I'm as a whole, what do you think we all can be doing to improve RO?
I think what we can be doing, we are doing, right? So we're implementing a lot of new stuff, Procore, a lot of these new programs, systems, methods, but not aside from just providing them to us, we're giving the resource on how to utilize them. So we're doing it already. I think we're on the way. I think it was one area where we can work on, which we are right now with Procore, financials, and all this stuff. I can just reach out to Lacey or Nick and say, hey, I've got a question, and they make some time for me. That one-on-one makes a big difference in how to implement different stuff into the company. I feel we're doing it already.
Just a further refinement and continued dedicated effort on really kind of what the operational excellence department's executing.
Yeah.
Making sure that we're supporting them as best we can. Whenever they say, hey, we need your help in voting on this or participating in the survey or we need feedback on these things or guru cards to be written. Just making sure we're there for them and allowing them to be the force multiplier that they are.
The resource to rely on. Yeah, to make the project more successful.
All right. There you go, Katz. Keep doing what we're doing. Just find a way to do it even better.
Yeah.
One other one we got here. Sorry, Andrew. I think we kind of hit on some of Andrew wanted to know what was going on in San Antonio and how we address lead times. And he had some really good questions. So, you know what? We need these to be longer because I still have questions I want an answer to.
Okay.
And you
want some long questions?
Andrew's got questions and
what is he have?
Wyatt's got questions. So from Andrew, he was asking, he wanted to know about lead times.
Yeah.
And those are a huge pinch point right now. It's real tough to get them dialed in, getting a response from people can be difficult. Yeah. What mitigation strategies do you have in place to make sure that lead times are staying under control and that you are able to manage those expectations for the trade partners as well as the owner?
I think manage is the right word for it. How do you manage it? Maybe we can't define the outcome, but we can manage it and try to steer it one way or the other. But one thing that, especially coming off of that 2.5-year project at WellMed, we started off in 2020 when the whole chaos in the supply chain happened, right? So we were buying and procuring material 2 years before we were even going to install it and storing it in place in our site. And it was constant. Myself, Megan, and other Raul, Dane, we were all constantly reaching out to subcontractors on a weekly basis. Every single week, it was like routine. On a Monday, I'm making my calls. I'm seeing where production's at. That constant communication alleviated, it didn't eliminate it, but it alleviated surprises. And I think it made that project, at least for that area, really successful in getting materials in place, not being so impacted by the whole pandemic and the supply chain issue.
Combination of buying as early as you can or as early as you have to,
Or yeah, just get
communicating,
be in constant communication with your supplier trade partners.
which I've heard from I'm thinking of Alan and stuff like that at the QM breakfasts and
Yeah.
PM breakfasts
Yeah.
and superintendent breakfasts. Like, hey, go
Make those
visit them
calls.
if you can.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well,
I drove to Houston just to make sure that the material that was supposed to be there was there. So making those sacrifices to make sure the project's successful.
I think that's easy too for people to see as like, oh well, I don't want to babysit my material suppliers or trade partners or whatever. And I don't think it is that.
No.
It's a
not.
they see the manifestation of you caring about that project whenever you're willing to take a day and go drive to their facility and walk around with
Right.
them and talk to them and all
Right.
that. You're no longer just some a-hole on the phone hollering about why isn't my
Exactly.
stuff here.
Exactly.
It's now, oh yeah, Hector, the
Yeah.
kid who
Yeah.
graduated high school when he was 16 that's been an RO for a decade and killing it. Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
want to take care of him. He seemed like a good guy.
Yeah. And that's how you build relationships with these guys. They learn to trust you and like you. So they're like, hey, I'm going to shoot you straight. We're behind. So another thing is going to be usually that role is delegated out to a quality manager or a project engineer, right? It's helping them understand how vital that aspect of their work is, how important it is, right? I remember being a PE and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll submit this. But it doesn't snap until you see the effects it has when the material you were in charge of did not show up on site.
Man,
So it's helping the younger generation realize how vital that is in a project.
yeah, I remember taking I guess it would have been a PE. So
Yeah.
no, the GC, taking a PE and put there were some issues with ordering. I think it was rebar, if I recall. It was something. It was like number 18 bar, huge, and the order didn't happen on time, and had P6 open and hit F7 or whatever the update schedule is. I see. You see that?
Yep.
That was you.
Yep.
You just pushed all this back.
Yep.
You just took 40 people and gave them nothing to do for 3 weeks now.
Exactly.
How are we gonna fix this? What are we gonna do?
And helping them fix it, right? Because
Right.
if you take it on from there, then they're never going to learn. So
Yeah, and I didn't mean for that to be the intent either,
I
but
like that.
it was just like I was trying to tell this dude. I was like, man,
Yeah,
like I
real.
need you. Like this is critical. Like I know it seems like a menial job, right? You look at it from a high level. And you're like, all I'm doing is filling out paper. I'm reviewing things and checking against something else. I'm not
That's it.
creating anything.
Yeah.
I'm not.
But it's more
designing
than that.
anything.
It's more than that.
So much more.
I think John shared this expression when I was a PE. You're setting the train tracks for the train that's coming. So I know. I still remember it to this day, man.
This is fantastic. Some of the most quotable moments, I think, out of all
Let's
these
write that
thoughts.
one down, Bruno.
Yeah, that's great. Laying the tracks for the train to come
Yeah.
down.
I know.
You get John Archer to just
John Archer / Hector Medrano.
get a book of constructionisms
Yeah,
from the two of you.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that we're getting everyone here. So Andrew Medina had asked why you wanted to get into construction. I think we already hit on that with your father being in
Yeah.
residential and just the physical manifestation.
It's in
Interesting.
my blood, man. It's in my blood.
I'm good.
Got him.
I don't know what's safe anymore. Autumn Wyatt over there in the pre-con department want to know what is your dream job if you're outside of the construction sector?
Outside of construction, if I
Yeah,
could
what'd you go
redo it,
for?
man, my cousin does really good in finance. I should have been a finance bro.
I
I should
can
have been a
kinda
finance
see it
bro.
from here.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's the
it's not too
polo.
late, but
You've got the hair for it, right? Like
Oh,
you
yeah.
always look sharp as a
Yeah.
tack. So yeah, I can see-
finance. Yeah,
That was one of those careers that whenever they taught, going back to high school and all that,
Right.
I still have no idea what I do with my life.
really
I'm happy that RO is letting me figure it out.
killing it, bro. For someone that didn't know, you're killing it.
Tried it all.
Yeah.
Maybe not all,
Yeah.
but that was one of those careers that I looked at. People talked about like being an accountant or finance. I'm like, who would ever want to do that?
Yeah,
And then I was, you see the PMs and
I
how I
know.
was like, oh, that's fine. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. Yeah.
yeah.
It's
it
It's a
would have been
puzzle.
different. It would have been different. You're dealing with a whole different dynamic of work environment and everything like that. But I think it'd be interesting.
Definitely. I don't know. A little scary too, because that seems like one of those sectors where when it slows down, it tumbles, it falls apart.
You ride the wave, man. Ride
Oh,
the wave.
man. You riding any good waves? Any investment tips from Mr. Medrano?
No, man. No, not really. In Dogecoin, I guess.
Oh man, that's for the longest time. We
I
had
know. Did
white-
you really?
we had a whiteboard out there. It had a
Man.
little Dogecoin to the moon.
To the moon, man. Elon for president.
Oh, brother. Okay. Oh, we only have 5 minutes left. You can't drop that on us. What do you think of Elon?
I like the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it that kind of intrigues you, or
It's
that
weird, man. But he's that good weird.
he is? He's that. He's definitely an oddball.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think anyone that is going to be successful as someone like himself they have to be a bit of an oddball.
Right. Right.
No one that's super normal is going to do the things and take the actions,
Take the
to
risk.
take the risk to incite the type of change that he has.
Right.
So yeah, it's I think we could all be a little more odd, but do so in a calibrated manner,
Right.
right? I think that's where some of those folks get a little off track.
Too much on Twitter.
Yeah, I was thinking of the little spout about him and Zuckerberg doing an MMA fight or whatever that was. I'm not super up to speed on it,
All right.
but I remember seeing a headline. I'm just like, all the problems in the world,
Yeah.
all the things that we have going on,
Yeah.
and you two
Wants to
are
go to-
gonna bicker about. Now, I'll be the first one to go sign up for pay. I'll get cable just so I can buy that
Yeah,
fight on
yeah.
pay-per-view because I think it'd be hilarious. Watch
That'd be funny.
robot man fight a uncooked meatball
There you go.
for a couple rounds. But
Yeah.
I think that's where it gets a little uncalibrated, a little
Yeah.
little out of the realm. But
Yeah.
he's such an interesting character,
It
and
is, man.
he finds a way to get things done, no matter
He
what
does.
it is.
Money, man. Money. He's got it.
He's got it.
But doesn't he have like $1 home or $20 home here in
He's
Austin?
not
or something?
motivated by
Yeah.
it at all, right? Like he
Right.
doesn't have much. I don't know
Yeah.
what he spends it on,
Just weird
but
cat.
he's perhaps a great example of what you can accomplish if you're willing to be something other than a corporate greedy shill, for lack of a better way
Right,
of putting it.
right.
If you're willing to take your investments, take your people's investments, take your investors' investments, and put it back into interesting projects and all that,
Mhm.
you can make some things happen.
You can go far. Yeah.
Who do you think will make it to the moon first, or next, rather?
Oh, no, I was like first, man.
Yeah.
Next, I don't know.
I was thinking between Blue
you're
Origin
thinking
and-
Mars, right? You're thinking who are we gonna go to Mars?
Yeah, Mars first. Yeah,
I don't know. I think it's gonna be Elon, man. He's working on that. Yeah.
it seems like he's got the agility to pull something
Yeah,
like that
yeah.
off.
Yeah.
I'm all for the NASA. Gene Kranz, love him. Like
There you
that's
go.
the whole crew there that went off to the moon and went into space and has done all these
Crazy, isn't it?
incredible things.
Yeah.
Thank you for ballpoint pens and all that and Velcro. Tang.
Tang.
But I think that was a
Nice.
space.
I didn't know that.
I might be mistaken. I'm getting a yes from Dr. Fritz. He
Yeah.
looks like someone who went to space camp.
Nice.
Those are all great, but
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that kind of what we were talking about earlier, where communication and construction, our processes haven't caught up to the speed of communication.
Right.
I feel like the speed of manufacturing, NASA and government entities haven't caught up in how to execute manufacturing contracts as quickly as the private sector has.
Yeah.
So they're just able to really make things happen in an unmatched
Right.
speed privately. Well, we'll see. It'll be interesting. One more for you here, Hector. If you had to give a young Hector some advice, what would you?
What would I?
What
would
would
I
you
give
tell
him?
him? Yeah.
It's a good one. I think it would be to listen. To listen. Be slow to answer and be quick to listen, right? Why? Because it gives you the opportunity to first know what you know, but that second, and most importantly, is know what I don't know. So it would be to listen. Because when you're young, you're like, man, I know it all. I got the diploma. I'm ready. But you don't. So it's listening to those who've done it, who've been there.
for the folks that out there and they're trying to learn how to listen better, become active listeners, or
Yeah.
what have you. Do you have any tips or tricks on how you went from being a very eager to respond and just like, hey, I got some thoughts, let's go, let's talk about it,
Yeah.
to the very measured person you are now? Any
It's just
tips, tricks, thoughts there?
I think it had to do with me being surrounded by a lot more mature people working here in construction, right? You've seen what they've done and how they did it and their characteristics now. One thing that I've noticed a lot of those really successful in their roles is they sit back and they're posed and they listen. I'm like, man, he's got something. So now it's listening.
You know, something he's going to learn something at
Yeah,
least. He
yeah.
might have something valuable to add once he
Exactly.
understands.
Exactly.
Awesome. Good stuff. Yeah, that's again, one of those things we can all be doing and always be doing better.
Right.
Listen a little bit. I know I'm guilty of it. I sit here and I try and take notes, and I'm trying to talk
Yeah.
to you and figure out what's going on. But yeah, something we can all do a little better.
Right.
So thank you to everyone who jumped on today and enjoyed this. We're trying to improve. I think we're getting a little bit better every week. I think we resolved our audio issues. We've got some new mic stands that are working great for us. More cameras coming in that'll make it easier for us and all that. So more stuff that makes it more better. OKRs, I think Bruno and Hagen both mentioned that, but those are out there in the OKR dashboard. Get in there and check them out. There's some interesting things that people, especially in the support departments, that are working on. You never know, you might see something to say, hey, I've got some thoughts that I'd like to contribute to that, or I'd be interested in learning more about that topic. Reach out to those people, see what they're working on, see what VDC, IT, OpEx, all those folks have going on, and see if there's any area that you can give them a hand. Connect events are coming up. I think they're 2 weeks away, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. So make sure you've got those planned, get your afternoon cleared out so you can go get caught up on all the details of what's going on in the world and go enjoy some beverages courtesy of RO. And let's all try to listen a little better.
There you go.
Thanks, Hector. Have a good one.